Hi guys, it's Rachel with Mommy Greenest, and I'm here with Zhena of Zhena's Gypsy Tea, and she's going to tell us all about her new amazing book. Zhena, say hi. We're on Skype, so we actually are not. It's weird. It's like I'm waving, she's waving. We're like,
and I have to look up at the little button instead of at your eyes.
I want to look at your eyes. I can't look at your eyes. I want to look at your eyes. It's very strange. But anyway, power of modern technology. Zena's in Ohio and I'm in Los Angeles, and here we are. It's like we're in the same room with all of you. So your book is coming out when? So we can look for it.
Tuesday, June 17th, which this might be happening. When's the interview coming out?
Well, we are going to put, we're going to put this up, and we are going to put up a giveaway for 2 copies of Zena's book on the Facebook page too. So you guys need to head over there. I'll put the links in down below, and you can check that out. But we are so excited to, I'm just excited that your message, which, I mean, we've been talking for, I don't know, I was trying to figure out when I first met you. I think it's been like 8 or maybe more. Yeah. When did you start your company? Let's start there. You had just did it.
I started the tea company almost 14 years ago. I'm actually not involved in the day-to-day anymore. I've exited, and I've been focused mostly on writing and doing interviews with inspiring women for Zhena TV, which is my new venture. And it's been interesting. I'm still making tea and I'm still formulating, but I'm not actually working like the 12-hour entrepreneur days that I used to work, and that's been really, really nice. But yeah, it's been a while, and yeah, the book is being it's been optioned by Mark Wahlberg's production company to make into a series, and it's what they like so much about it is just that it's so inspiring for women, and there's not a lot of stories out there about single moms who have, basically defied all the odds and created a national company. And so I'm really excited about developing the series with them, because I just feel like women, I mean, if we were running everything, especially moms, like we would have like no global issues anymore. So I'm holding space. Yeah, I'm holding space daily. The book has a lot with, organic agriculture, fair trade agriculture. And when I started, my son had a birth defect, needed an operation on his kidneys. I didn't have health insurance, so I started blending the teas together to sell and make money. Started with a tea cart. Yeah.
It was your grandma's vision, right?
I had a vision.
Okay, so you gotta lay that out. You can't just, breeze by that part. Come on, Zhena.
Yeah, I know. I've been talking about it a lot, so I feel like I don't want to bore your audience. But just because I'm saying it so much doesn't mean they've heard it. So
it's really. I mean, I saw your little promotional video, which you should definitely. I'll put the link down there. You should definitely check out the site, because the promotional video is beautifully done. And I have been talking to you so it can't have been 14 years, but I think at least
it was almost 8.
8 or 9 years. We've known each other through kind of green stuff and just sort of,
women of the green generation, I think is where I met you.
Like women, fight the good fight. But I didn't know this story about your son, and I didn't know about this vision, and I didn't know about your grandmother. So tell us that story, because I was intrigued.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Gloria Steinem endorsed the book, and she's my hero, and she has a saying that most women in the U.S., and this isn't quite as true as it used to be, but most women in the U.S. are one man away from welfare, and I was one of those women. When I was pregnant with Sage, I was only 24. I was writing a book about my Ukrainian gypsy grandmother. She escaped Stalin, and she survived concentration camps and came to America. So I was writing her story, and my hobby was herbal medicine and making teas. And when Sage was born, and I realized at 6 weeks, he basically had to have an operation to save his life. I had to come up with money to pay for his operation, because at the time, birth defects were considered pre-existing conditions. Yeah. Which is absolutely the most inhumane thing. Yeah. So what happened was when I got to the point where I was like, oh my God, like I had a $17,000 bill for Sage's first round of tests and his first procedure. And I was like, there's no way, like, how am I actually going to do this? So I basically prayed. I have a really strong faith in God and the divine. And I prayed, and I literally saw a gypsy tea party with belly dancers and tea leaf readers and moms basically all joined together, having tea, having fun, learning to belly dance. Their kids are running around. And I thought, oh my God, I could create something fun with tea that would be a gathering of women, especially mothers, and it could be inspiring. So I threw my first gypsy tea party with my blends, and almost 300 people showed up, and I sold out of tea in the first hour, and it went from there. So it was a good vision.
Company. I mean, your teas are everywhere.
It's in 22,000 stores now, and I left the company on a day-to-day last June. So it's been a year, and it's amazing because the company is like, I gave birth to Sage and the company soon after. I feel like they're twins. They're both my babies. And, you know, I don't know, when guys talk about women in business, sometimes they'll say, oh, you're too emotional or whatever. But I think if guys were more emotional about business, we would actually have more sustainable businesses that actually nurture the earth and heal it rather than destruct it. So I'm very emotional and in love with my business because of the fact that it's ending poverty for moms in the tea fields. And that's what ended up happening, and it's all in the book, is I saved up enough money and got to Sri Lanka and India and discovered that the women in the tea fields made a little over than $1 a day. And they had no insurance, no health care, no maternity leave. Clean water was a luxury. Their infant mortality rates were around 50% in some of these gardens. And I thought, oh my God, like nobody knows this. Like we're 9,000 miles away, sipping our tea, thinking we're doing something great for our bodies, but we don't really understand what's happening with the workers because it's a commodity.
Yeah.
And it's subject to hedge fund managers pulling puppet strings somewhere, we don't know, that's actually controlling the fates of these poor workers by driving down global prices. So I decided to go direct to the gardens, build long-term relationships, be 100% fair trade, organic, and biodynamic so that we could actually solve these issues. And that's what I dedicated the company to. And that's definitely what made it more successful.
And I remember having a conversation with you where we were literally, you guys, we were like talking about the tea bag, and the tea bag that you use is not plastic. It's biodegradable.
Yeah, it's hemp.
It's hemp. And it was like, I think you were talking about, it costs you like 0.03 cents more to like choose that bag, but most companies would not make that choice, right? They would, and especially somebody who's like a single person entrepreneur, like you're going to want to cut costs wherever you can. That's what I so admired about you and about your journey, is that you didn't ever do that. Like you saw a higher purpose to what you were doing, and you went for it 120 billion percent.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, you know, it had a benefit and I had to make some tough calls because of it. Like in the beginning, I had to use whatever tea bag paper was available in small quantities. And it just didn't feel good because it was bleached basically. And it was made out of pulp and it had weird glues in it. And I just was like, I don't want to be in tea bags to begin with. Like, buy a strainer, everybody, and use loose leaves because it's just better for the world. It's better for you. But then I realized, you know, for me to compete in the global marketplace, I had to go, and also to end poverty for a lot of workers, it's all market driven. The more I sold, the more dollars went back to the fair trade cooperative. So I had to actually be like a super volume person. And that was a compromise I had to make because I love small. I think small is the new big. I think it's you can be more ginger with things. But for a mission-driven company that is volume-based conservation and programs, you have to think of those things. So as soon as I could, I found a supplier who was actually growing hemp and making paper with it without glues. And I was able to buy that, and it did cost more, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to sleep, and you have to be able to know you're doing the right thing. And I just had to raise more capital from outside investors in order to do it. So that was the compromise I made, which is tough because I don't control the company, and all you can do is pray that they're going to make the same decisions. But so far, the organic, the fair trade, the hemp paper, the same gardens, it was built into the business model.
Right.
So so no matter who owns it or no matter what happens with the brand, the model is built so airtight that nobody really would need to change it. And that's the kind of stuff that I think building businesses to change the world, we have to consider everything. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's just amazing to me what you've done in such a short time, because I think that you created a really powerful company, obviously. And you empowered your family, obviously, but also I think you really changed the marketplace, and I think that's why you're such a visionary. So I'm thrilled to have talked with you today.
Rachel, thank you.
Skype. Next time we have to meet in person.
I know. I just adore you and what you're doing. I love Mommy Greenest.
Thank you.
Honestly, we do get so busy, Rachel. I mean, I have 2 kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old, and we eat everything organic, farmer's market, but there's still God, really? Is there really parabens in that too? Can I just have my makeup, please? But it's I get a lot from your blog because it's so educational. And I think, what was it, last year you did one where it had skincare ingredients again, when Horst Reckelbacher was alive, I took classes from him and I was educated, but then we forget. Yeah. We find a skincare we like and we start to use it, but then, your blog reminded me to look again, and I was like, oh my God, I'm putting so much terrible stuff on my skin. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for reading it. So you guys definitely head on over to the Facebook page. We're going to throw the giveaway up over there. And Zhena, thank you again for everything you're doing. And next time I see you, I'm going to give you a big hug, and it won't be virtual.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Thanks, Rachel. Bye, Mommy Greenest.
I don't know. My daughter does that all the time. Bye, you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.